Gentlemen, welcome back to the Tiege Hanley Starting a Business, Building a Brand vlog. This one, big number 346. So today, like I mentioned in last vlog, I want to talk about Amazon. Because if you are a business that is going to be selling some type of physical product, you can't escape it. And so today I just want to give you kind of like my insights of what I've learned over the years of being on Amazon. And really, there's no way for me to talk about it without being like super transparent and showing you or telling you like the numbers. All right. Now, I'm going to do it and talk about Pete and Pedro. Tiege Hanley is on Amazon. And when we won FBA, our sales jumped incredibly. I really don't care if you know how much like Pete and Pedro is doing in terms of revenue on Amazon and stuff like that. Tiege Hanley, I'd like to keep that a little bit more, private because it's a bigger company and there's more, not more at stake, but it's a bigger animal and there's a lot more complexity to the inner workings. Pete and Pedro is kind of like a one-man show in terms of ownership, and so it's easy for me to talk about because nobody's going to get mad at me. So the deal is, Amazon is one of those platforms that everybody has heard of. And most people shop on it, right? You shop on it, I shop on it, we all go there. When you want to buy something, where do you go? Do you go to their website or do you go to the Amazon to look for it to see if it's there? Depends on you and how you shop and your buying habits, but most people go to Amazon. I forget the statistics, but it's an unbelievably overwhelming amount of people. And basically, I think it's like a third or fourth of all sales that are made online are made from the Amazon shopping platform. And it's evolved over the years. There's a lot of different, complexities and nuances to Amazon now than there ever has been before. So that people are going to be shopping or going to Amazon. And so you've got to make the choice. What are you going to do? Are you going to sell on Amazon or are you just going to basically sell everything at your .com or e-commerce website? One of my friends, Eric Banholtz at Beard Brand, he made the decision, I don't want to give Amazon any money. I don't want to dilute my brand. And so I'm going to pull, I think he started on Amazon and then he pulled his products off and just sells online. Was it a mistake? I don't know. He'll probably tell you no. I personally think it was a mistake. Because the other day I was having a conversation with him. I'm like, yo, Amazon is killing it for us. We switched over from, merchant fulfilled to Amazon fulfilled, and our business has taken off. And I said, you should get on it. He goes, well, now it's kind of too late. I said, why is it too late? He said, well, I don't have any reviews. And so I'm going to be competing with all those other beard oils that have a ton of reviews, which is a valid point. But does it mean you shouldn't start because you know that it's going to be a slog in terms of getting reviews? The answer is no. You should start and just start the process because it kind of is like a wave, right? It starts to build and it just starts to grow. The more products you sell, the more products you get reviews on, the higher up it's going to end up ranking. So for me, the idea of selling on Amazon years ago was kind of one of those things where I was sketchy with. I'm like, I don't know that I want to do it. I didn't like Amazon as a platform personally. I thought, everybody's going to come to PeteandPedro.com. That's where they're going to shop. That's where they're going to buy. But when you actually would go to the search bar and type Pete and Pedro, it auto-populated, which meant people are searching for it. And so I decided to put some products on there. Started with basically like the foundational 5 products: putty, paste, clay, cream, and pomade. And we started to sell. Well, over the years, I don't know how long it has been on Amazon, it grew. Last year we did around $850,000 in Amazon sales. One thing that I resisted was giving away free shipping. Every single person that bought anything on Amazon paid $5 shipping. My thinking is, I don't care. You want to buy it there, you don't want to buy it there, that's fine. I don't care. You're going to pay for shipping because I'm not going to eat the shipping cost on this. But then I started, kind of doing the math, and I started talking with Mike Levy, and he's the marketing director for Pete and Pedro. He's really been like, we got to go Amazon. That is where kind of like the most ability to grow and scale is at this stage of the game with the current environment in terms of paid advertising, right? And that's the other thing you have to think about, right? it's gotten so much harder and more expensive to advertise on Facebook, on Google, right? On YouTube, like any of these platforms, it's getting harder to track. But you know that if you're on Amazon, that's where people are going to shop for products. And so it does a lot of the marketing and advertising kind of like for you. It's a storefront basically for your products. And if somebody's shopping for a clay or a sea salt spray, yours pops up. Oh, it's a sale that you didn't actually have to pay in order to generate or pay for in order to generate, which is great. Well, last year around, I guess it was like December or January maybe, we had a call. We kept having these calls like, let's test it. Let's test it with one product that basically we know has a high search volume and see how it does. And we started with clay, right? We're like, let's test it before we just basically go Amazon FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, because the whole idea is that if you are doing FBA or fulfillment by Amazon, you are sending them your products. They are shipping it. They're handling everything, right? They are going to take a larger percentage though. And so they're also going to be, the shipping comes out and they're a lot more expenses. And so for me, I'm like, at first I was like, I don't want to pay them. I just, doesn't make sense. But then the idea kind of finally became clear. It's like, well, and I also saw what was happening with Tiege Hanley, because Tiege Hanley got on the FBA or fulfillment by Amazon train a long time ago. We also at Tiege did some custom products, custom sizes. We knew that people wanted to buy individual products, but we didn't necessarily at the time want to sell them on our website like, hey, come and buy a moisturizer, an AM moisturizer. But what we ended up doing is actually creating larger individual sized products that people could actually buy on Amazon. We knew that there were people that did not want to buy on a subscription. So what do? Do we not serve those customers? Or do we allow them to purchase an individual system on Amazon? Not a subscription. Yeah, let's try it. Let's bump the price though, $10. Let's make it more expensive. Okay, fine. You being a subscriber or a member at Tiege are gonna pay less, but if you wanna buy it, fine. Let's just see what happens. Raise the price, $10. And I think at the time, a level 1 was like 25, we charged 35. Level 2 was 35, we were 45. Like we said, you know what? Screw it. What do we have to lose, right? People bought them. People bought them like crazy. The marginal money or the difference didn't really make any difference in terms of people buying it. And what we found is that the individual size products, they were selling. And so we kind of had we were almost testing like a retail strategy, because if you are going to go into retail, you need to basically have individual products, not just systems. That's something that has been made abundantly clear to us from Target, and the conversations we had with them is that if you're gonna go in retail, you need to be competing with the Jack Blacks or whoever you're competing with in terms of the individual products. But because we're a systems company, we always kind of would lead with that. Well, Amazon was an experience and a place where we could kind of just say, fuck it, let's try it. If nobody buys it, fine, but if people do buy it, great. And it ended up taking off. And so our Amazon business at Tiege is doing incredible. So anyway, back to Pete and Pedro. So I decided to test it with one product that I knew had a high search volume. Hair clay, high search volume. Let's see what happens. We basically put it out there. If we were normally selling, say, 10 in a week, the first week we sold 50. It was like, whoa, okay, hold up. Now, there was a learning curve in terms of sending things to Amazon to be fulfilled by them. It's not like a simple, quick, easy thing. You don't just send them a pallet. There's learnings that is involved in terms of packing and pre-packing. You've got to individually wrap and sticker every single product that you end up shipping off. A few vlogs ago, I took you into Pete and Pedro and showed you Colin was getting all of our Amazon FBA products ready to be shipped, and it's labor intensive. But something you also save on when you do FBA is labor at the warehouse, right? So if I send Amazon a case of products, right? Yes, they are taking a larger margin, right? And they make money off of it. But I am saving in the labor and the materials and the time and energy it takes for my staff to fulfill the orders. Up until this January, all the Amazon $850,000 worth of orders would come in to our warehouse and we would be shipping. And so there were days where, especially when we were busy and doing some type of like sale, where it was like we were drinking from a water hose and it was really hard to keep up. But one of the amazing things that we found with Amazon since we've started doing FBA is that it has freed up a tremendous amount of time and energy from our warehouse staff in order to, basically handle things that we need them to handle internally. And so we started with one product, we shipped it, and we were like, okay, let's try it with two. Pomade was next. All right, let's see. A lot of people searching men's pomade. And same sort of thing happened. It wasn't necessarily like a 5 times, but it was like a 3 times or 4 times. Like it was noticeable. And that was the biggest fear for me, to go FBA versus FBM or fulfilled by merchant. I didn't want to just sell more if I wasn't making more money, right? Because I don't want to just it doesn't matter to me. I'm the guy that really wants and focuses on his bottom line. I want to make sure that if I'm selling more, it's not just more for the sake of raising the top line. I want the bottom line to raise, because that ultimately, it's not what do they say? It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. And so we tried it with the second one, and it was like, okay, this is obviously something that we need to do, because I understood from day one that unless something is Prime, you're going to lose a lot of people that are like, yo, F it, I'm not paying for shipping. And that's one of the downsides to the Amazon platform and Prime. People have gotten conditioned and spoiled to not have to pay shipping. And so when they go to a retailer like us or Pete and Pedro or like Enemy, and there's like a shipping charge, you're like, wait a second, like we've gotten super spoiled because of Amazon. You pay your membership and you have Prime. But I was worried. I was worried that it wasn't going to raise my bottom line. And so we decided to take a popular product that we were selling that had a lot of reviews, which was the sea salt spray. That was the third product. Because a lot of people searching sea salt spray. And by this time, early this year, we had a lot of reviews, right? We had, over 1,000 reviews on a lot of these products, because we've been there for a while, which we'll talk about reviews in a second. So we did it, and it was unbelievable, the amount of sea salt spray that we sold. So long story short, we converted everything from Amazon, or that we were selling FBM or fulfillment by merchant. We basically took the time, the energy, and sent them everything and decided to go FBA for everything. So I just want to show you my sales for the last 30 days and show you the increase. All right. So like I said, this is designed to help you and just let you see kind of like what happened. Check it out. All right. Total sales for the last 30 days, about $168,000. But look at that percentage in terms of increase over last year. All right. 140 some percent. It's up over last year this time. Interesting factoid, yesterday we actually just surpassed what we did all year last year for the year so far. So it's June 29th. So we basically have like another 6 months. Basically, it's all extra. And so when you really look at that, you see the difference and the impact that FBA or Fulfillment by Amazon can actually have. Now, the downside to Amazon is the reviews. Amazon has absolutely changed the game in terms of the way that we shop, right? Not just the fact that it's online and that it's super big and a lot of people are there shopping for everything and anything under the sun. It's about the reviews. In the old days, if you wanted to buy something, what would you do? You'd go into the store blindly and just be like, yeah, I'm going to grab that shirt. You get the shirt. Now, hopefully it was good, which is why we trust certain brands. You get it and you're like, yeah, this is awesome. But there are other times you'd buy something and it sucked, right? Now Amazon has taken a little bit of that questioning out of the equation, because if it's got 5-star reviews and it's got 10,000 5-star reviews, over 10,000 people have bought it, they liked it. And so chances of you being satisfied is high. But how do you get reviews? This is kind of like the biggest concern that a lot of people have when they start selling on Amazon. Reviews are tough. It's tough any way you shake it, because you can't, like, if Amazon finds that like you are having like family or friends, I don't know how the algorithm works, but they have a really great way of figuring out if the reviews are actually accurate or if it's bullshit. Even if you've got a friend or a family member that buys it and then reviews it, Amazon can like tell. And if you do, like Amazon, and this is where Amazon is a huge pain in the ass. They literally can kick you off for no reason. The other downside to Amazon, another downside to Amazon is that it's really hard to communicate with them. Like to talk to somebody and to figure out or if there's a problem, how to solve that problem. That is one of the things that you need to understand. If you are going to be selling on Amazon, understand that there will be problems because there always are, and trying to talk to somebody is really difficult. You have to be, if you're going to be selling and you're going to be fulfilling yourself, you got to make sure that you are fast because Amazon doesn't F around in terms of speed because you are representing them, right? Not the other way around. They are allowing you to sell on their platform. And there are rules, there are regulations, and if you don't adhere to them, you're off. No questions asked. They don't care. Even if you're a big seller, they really don't care. They're so large, they're such a juggernaut that they really don't care about you doing $2 million a year. It's like, whatever. Even though they're making whatever their margin is, it doesn't matter. And so you really need to adhere to a strict, set of rules and regulations when it comes to selling on Amazon. And their algorithm and software is always scanning and checking and doing things. We always, almost once a week, have a product kicked off of Amazon, or the buy button gets removed because something indicated or the bot indicated that there was something wrong with one of the products or an ingredient. It's hard. And then to try and solve the problem is even more challenging. My assistant, Debbie, it's almost like a part-time job for her just dealing with the Amazon issues. Another issue that we have because even though Amazon is a big tech company, the people there are human, right? So the mistakes get made. We have had many, probably 10 different products that we were all of a sudden getting really bad reviews. Like, wasn't what we got, or wasn't what I ordered this and I got that. We're like, wait a second, how's that even possible? Did we at our warehouse ship something mislabeled? It's happened before, right? We do that, we have issues every day. Like somebody, because it's a pick and pack scenario, somebody's putting something wrong in the box. Could this be happening? Could that happen? Well, we opened an investigation and found out that the Amazon employee took the wrong product and put it in the wrong place. And so Amazon was sending out the wrong product to the customers, which was in turn hurting our business because the reviews were starting to be bad. So once we kind of opened an investigation, it was like, all right, this is what was happening. They'll actually go and do a physical bin check. And when that happens, then they will right the wrong that was actually, and the problems that were created as a result of their mistake. But Amazon can be amazing. It can be an absolute boost. Now, another question that often comes on is, well, if you don't really want to sell your physical products on your website, or you don't have a brand, what do? Do you do some type of Amazon FBA kind of brand or company? Because that is a huge business. There are a lot of people that are making a lot of money teaching people how to start Amazon FBA companies, basically. There's a website that I contacted called Empire Flippers. And I'm sorry this is all over the place. Hopefully you're getting some type of information or value from this. There's a website called Empire Flippers. I was at one point interested in selling Enemy. So I was like, all right, let me go see. Enemy was doing, good numbers. Let me see if somebody, if I talk to them, if they would give me a few $1 million, I'd be out. I'd be like, peace, here are the keys and some cool shades. After talking to them, because the way that it works, you submit kind of like your website and some basic information, and then they have one of the reps contact you to talk to you about your business and all that. Come to find out, they don't want to touch any business that isn't kind of like turnkey. A lot of the businesses that they're actually selling and that people are building and then selling to other people that are basically aggregating all these small FBA companies is FBA companies. These companies that'll sell sunglasses or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Wallets. It doesn't matter. They'll sell it on Amazon. They'll get a lot of reviews. They'll do FBA, so they're not actually ever really physically touching the inventory. They send it to them. They get a lot of sales because if you have a product that has a lot of reviews, chances are, and it's a highly searched term, you're going to sell a lot of those products. And so, and you can go to Alibaba. You can go and buy wholesale a lot of these products, you sell it or you do FBA for Amazon, and even if you're not making 100% markup, it's still kind of like free money because you're buying something for 50, you're selling it on Amazon for 100, right? If they're taking $25, right, you're still making $25 and you really didn't do anything other than import, send to Amazon, sell on Amazon. So a lot of people are starting this like FBA business. A lot of those like shady, sleazy, like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to do X, Y, and Z. A lot of those people are teaching people or trying to teach people how to do the FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, and sell products on Amazon. I had a buddy, not really a buddy, an acquaintance who did the back blade. His name's Matt. He did the back blade. A long time ago. He has never basically sold the back blade on his website. It was always an FBA product. Another company that did that was basically Chassis. Chassis was an Amazon business. They were selling on Amazon. That's the only real place they sold it. They didn't, when I was promoting Chassis, they wanted me to drive traffic to their Amazon page, not their website. Now, the downside to this, another downside to selling on Amazon is that you really don't have the customer information. If somebody buys something at Tiege, Hanley, or Pete and Pedro, we have their information, right? So we can remarket to them. Not on Amazon. You're not allowed really to email them. They've got like a special encrypted like address that you can contact if they have a question or something like that and you need to answer it. But typically you can't contact them and you've got no customer data. And so literally Chassis, right? They've sold hundreds of thousands of ball powders, but they can't ever send, if they came out with another product, they can't email them, which is a downside to Amazon. Well, Matt at the Backblade, at the time, this was years ago, probably 6 years ago, he was doing, this was the first time that I was like, really? You can do that on Amazon? I think he was doing like $50,000 a month of just like Backblade sales. And he told me this. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, man, I just send it to them. They fulfill it. It's the best thing ever. It's basically like printing money. And I'm like, damn, that's incredible. Now, who knows, what he's doing. But yeah, it's really amazing. Once you have a popular product that starts getting a lot of reviews, it's like amazing. But getting those reviews are challenging and hard. There are programs that you can do that basically you can like, what is it? I forget how much it is. We tried it, we're trying it. We've tested it with Pete and Pedro on a few of these products that have like 0 reviews that we're just launching. I think it's like $200. It costs like $200 to get in this program that basically you send the people that are interested in the product for free, and in return for a review. Now, you don't get to dictate what review they give you or what stars or whatever, but you're assuming that because they're interested in the product, you're gonna get a favorable one. But that's a lot of money for, reviews. And there's no guarantee that all 10 of those people are going to actually review your product. We did a test with one of our products, and I think we spent $200 and we got like 4 reviews. And I think 3 of them were 5-star, 1 of them was like 4-star. So that's good, Getting reviews and getting it started and then having other people when they buy it see those reviews is really one of the ways that you're going to start scaling in terms of the reviews and getting positive feedback. But the product's got to be awesome. I am all over the place with this. There's just so much. And like I said, it's a beast, and I am in no way, shape, or form an expert about Amazon marketing. Oh, another big thing. And reason why Amazon can be kind of awesome is that the advertising capabilities are incredible in terms of really targeting what people are searching for. If you're selling a sea salt spray, you are targeting, sea salt spray, like it's up there. And so we have seen an insane ROI on the spend for paid advertising. I think like at Pete and Pedro, I think it's 6 to 1 right now. And we're testing different things. The other thing that you can do once you're kind of established is what's called like A+ content. You can actually have a storefront that's like, there's all sorts of things in order to kind of boost and build your Amazon presence. And when you do that, it's kind of like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. As you build your brand, as you build the content, as you set up your shop, it starts to grow. Like it's kind of like a tidal wave. So I personally, my goal for Pete and Pedro is to get to $10,000 a day by the end of the year. And so do that. That's an extra like $3.6 million on top of the, like if you annualize it, not this past year. I'm hoping 2 million. This year I'm hoping $2 million from Amazon sales additional. And like I said, last year was 850. So that's huge, right? A lot of things need to go right in order to do that, but we're seeing that it's actually working and possible. So anyway, that's my kind of like Amazon brain dump. Was that helpful? If it was, drop me one of these. All right, so I talked forever. So what I would like, I'm not going to try to get to any of your business questions. If you have a business question, down below, start it with business question and ask it. Next week, definitely get in some of your business questions. Something else that's kind of cool is that not next week, but the following week, we're going to be in Chicago, including like you and me. I'm going to Chicago. It's been too long. I booked my ticket. We're making it happen, and just really excited to see everybody. There are people on the team that I've never met, and it's just going to be great to kind of just hang out with Rob and Kelly and everybody. It's really been lonely. It's been lonely. It's been lonely. It's been lonely. But and that's the other thing. Like when I go to Chicago, there's just so much energy, and things are really, really doing great. We're at Tiege Hanley. We are doing some really exciting, good work, and I think that our goal, just to let you know, is 20% this year, 20% next year, 20% the year after that. We're going. We think we've really kind of like turned the page a little bit. The one thing we still need to work on and tweak a little bit is profitability, but we are doing a great job in terms of acquisition, retention. We're figuring out the supply chain because that is still an issue right now, but things are going really, really well. We've got some other incredible products that are getting ready to drop. We got a ball powder. We also have a deodorant at Tiege, and so great, big, huge things coming up. So stay tuned, and thank you as always. Next week I'm going to talk about it. Not this week. We had a milestone that we just hit at Tiege. That's really exciting, and I'm probably going to show you the video. So I'm going to next week. Stay tuned. If that's not a teaser, I don't know what is. Gentlemen, we love you more than our double monk strap shoes, and we will see you next week. And if you have a business question, down below, next week, I promise.